Week 2 of Elon Musk's lawsuit against OpenAI. The question at stake, can you steal a charity? And it's probably a pretty obvious answer to that question, but hey, I'm no judge. I'm not part of the judicial system, so I guess we'll have to wait and see. Greg Brockman in particular today with some all-time testimony, and I don't mean all-time helpful to his case, but the polar opposite. Greg is the same guy whose journal entries we covered recently, essentially plotting behind the scenes and explaining he even felt bad about doing so, intent on misleading Elon Musk into believing that OpenAI was committed to remaining a non-profit entity while having already decided the best path forward would become a for-profit. Let's head over to X for some great recaps. This via Nick. Questions being asked of Greg Brockman. Question: do you have an ownership interest in this cap profit company? Brockman responds, that is accurate. The next question: and you invested $0 in order to acquire that interest, correct? Brockman responds, that is also accurate. The next question: your ownership interest in this for-profit is valued today at more than $20 billion, correct? Brockman responds, yes. The next question: in fact, it may be closer to $30 billion, correct? Brockman responds, I think that may be true, yes. OP then goes on to point out that Brockman invested $0 and walked away with $20 to $30 billion. At least, by the way, just to be clear, he doesn't have $20 or $30 billion in the bank. That's the value of his stake in this for-profit entity, which I'm still a little bit puzzled as to how it became a for-profit entity. Musk donated $38 million plus the office rent. In the early days, he was essentially funding OpenAI. Didn't want a stake in the entity because it didn't seem to make sense. Why would you even have shares of a not-for-profit? And he later refused them when Sam Altman suggested that they could provide him an ownership stake. So let's just be clear. OpenAI is founded. The purpose: to be an open source, not-for-profit, for the good of humanity AI company. To put all the research out there to potentially minimize the chances of an AI Terminator scenario. Musk is a founder, the primary funder, and a major recruiter. Today, OpenAI, more accurately described as closed AI, is closed source and for-profit, and a couple of bros who, again, Greg in particular, was privately describing the idea of flipping to a for-profit while also mentioning the fact that he didn't feel good about doing this and potentially deceiving Musk. Greg Brockman, on paper, worth $20-30 billion, having received a massive stake in an entity that should never have been a for-profit in the first place, that was founded, funded, and heavily recruited to by Musk. And this is very important because one of the key points in this case, the claim of unjust enrichment. OP says this is unjust enrichment captured in his own testimony. And let's actually try and define what is unjust enrichment. Just headed over to the Cornell Law School website. Obviously, you guys probably all know words of English, right? But there is a legal definition for unjust enrichment. Unjust enrichment occurs when a party benefits from or gains an advantage on another party to a contract outside of the enforceable contract and without that party receiving proper restitution required by law. And here's the kicker. This typically occurs in a contractual agreement when one party fulfills their part of the agreement and the other does not fulfill their part of the agreement. Like, say, for example, an agreement might be, hi, I'm Elon Musk and I'm going to provide primary funding for and even pay the rent for this not-for-profit organization whose mission is blah, 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 open source, not-for-profit. And I will continue to fund and finance this not-for-profit entity for the good of humanity. And your job there is just to help it make progress. Now, I'm no legal scholar, but if old mate Greg Brockman is now sitting on $20 to $30 billion of OpenAI equity, while having privately journaled, which we've seen in Discovery covered recently, check out some recent videos, privately journaled about knowing he was being deceptive toward Musk, if they continue to suggest to him that they're totally on board with the not-for-profit, while having decided the best path forward is to flip to a for-profit, then not only does this feel bad and wrong, but if Musk were to say that they lied to him, that would be accurate. Not only, in my opinion, allegedly blah fucking blah blah blah, did Greg Brockman journal about the fact that he knew he was not fulfilling his part of the agreement. Their intent was to not fulfill their part of the agreement. But bro, it's going to be pretty challenging to argue that $20-30 billion on paper is not a benefit, a gain, or an advantage that occurred through the misleading of your primary funder. On to another post, same author on X, Nick, who wrote this. Greg Brockman claimed under oath today he doesn't know what he's being sued for. The most damaging single exchange in the entire day's testimony came at the end of Brockman's testimony. Today on cross-examination. Question: did this lawsuit prevent you from publishing the new Tata? Brockman says, I've honestly never really been certain what I'm being sued for. The follow-up question: you're not. Did you read the complaint? Brockman responds, in great detail. The next question. They hired some really well-known lawyers, well-known law firms, and they never explained to you what you're being sued for? Brockman responds, I understand the claims. Well, hang on a minute. I understand the claims, and I've never really been certain what I'm being sued for. It seems a bit contradictory, Greg. Back to his quote, I understand the claims. I've seen how they've changed over time too, but he's cut off with another question. So you do understand, Brockman? I do stand by my testimony. Next question. I thought you said that you didn't understand what you were being sued for. Brockman responds, those are the words I used. Yes. The next question. And you stand by that testimony, Brockman? Yes. Then Musk's lawyer stated the claim directly. You are being sued for breaching your fiduciary duty to the charity to follow the mission you proclaimed as recently as right now to the world on the website. Understand? Brockman responds, oh, I just disagree with that. And I'm sure he has 20 or 30 billion reasons as to why he would disagree with that. The next question. You don't get to disagree. I'm asking. You said you didn't know what you're being sued for. And I'm telling you, you are being sued for breaching the charitable mission of OpenAI, which was to develop safe AI on an open source basis. I mean, by the way, it's literally in the fucking name, open, as in open source, OpenAI, on an open source basis for the benefit of humanity. And no one person is to profit individually by it. And yeah, just to expand on that, it'd be really bad if one or multiple individuals were to unjustly enrich themselves by it. Understand? That's what you're being sued for? Brockman, that's not what we did. Now, I'm not sure if Greg is as smart as you would hope he would be working at OpenAI, but is this guy retarded? He's being questioned. Do you understand what you're being sued for? He's not being asked, do you agree with the reasons that you're being sued? Do you understand why? It's actually not that challenging for Greg to say, I do understand why, however, I disagree that I did this. This is separate to just go, oh, that's not what we did. The guy is not helping his case. It sounds so evasive. And as we saw earlier, on the same day, also under oath, Brockman testified to having up to $30 billion in personal OpenAI equity, with $0 invested to acquire it. He also received a secret $10 million side payment from Sam Altman in 2017, concealed from co-founder Musk. He wrote in his August 2017 diary, again we featured this recently, this is the only chance we have to get out of Elon. He also, I know the quote's not exactly verbatim here, but was also journaling privately about his goal of getting to $1 billion, presumably $1 billion net worth. He's obviously overshot that, as I record this, by quite a margin. And we'll come back to this goal of being a billionaire on paper. These are some of the direct quotes from his diary in 2017. If 3 months later we're doing a B Corp, e.g. a for-profit company, then it was a lie. So he's aware of the deception if they do become a for-profit, deceiving Musk. Another direct quote from Brockman in his formerly private journal. His story will, as in Elon's story, his story will correctly be that we weren't honest with him in the end about still wanting to do a for-profit just without him. So let's see here. His story will correctly be that we weren't honest with him. This is relating to remaining a not-for-profit. Kind of sounds to me like the contract was OpenAI is a not-for-profit and old mate Brockman is privately journaling about essentially being intent on breaching the contract and knowing that deceiving Musk would be dishonest. And again, the guy has certainly, at least by most reasonable definitions, benefited enormously financially, also known as some serious enrichment. He also apparently has 4 undisclosed financial conflicts with OpenAI counterparties, Cerebras, Stripe, CoreWeave, and Helion, or Helion, who fucking cares. He also apparently never delivered the $100,000 he publicly pledged in charitable donations to OpenAI 8 years ago. The OP adds, Greg Brockman spent 5 hours confessing every element of unjust enrichment, breach of fiduciary duty, and breach of charitable trust. He then played dumb in front of the jury when asked what he was being sued for. Because the answer is everything he just confessed. I mean, that may be the most reasonable explanation for his bizarre answers. The bench reads behaviour. The contradiction is itself the record. The witness already made the case for Mr. Musk. Yeah, probably not a great day for Greg Brockman. I may be a midwit, content-creating, Elon D-writing, totally deluded fanboy who can't see things clearly. I'm definitely no legal expert. But I have a very challenging time seeing how Greg Brockman is not, in fact, guilty of unjust enrichment. The private journal about the deception, his intentions, being on the record, having a goal of essentially being a billionaire on paper, and miraculously now he is, thanks to his stake in OpenAI. I think the defense is going to have a very difficult time clawing their way out of this one. I just want to close with an event that occurred in my personal life maybe a year or so ago. I was hanging out with a friend of mine. I hope he's not watching this video. He watches a fair bit of the content. But anyway, if you are, shout out, brother. Don't worry, I'm not going to drop your name or any hints. And we got talking. I can't remember exactly how we got onto this topic, but the question came up. Would you suck a dick for X amount of money? Now, my answer to this question, by the way, there's no amount of money that I'd be willing to suck a dick for. I don't mean that. Offer me $100 billion, $1 trillion. Not happening, bruh. I just couldn't do it. My friend, however, my fairly straight friend, did have an answer, did have a sum. And absolutely, $100 million or so, billion, absolutely 100%. In fact, I'm not going to get into the crude detail of what he said he'd also do if it was $1 billion. The point is, some people may, in fact, be willing to do things for a large financial gain, extreme enrichment, that would otherwise go against their principles. If you dangle a big enough carrot, all sorts of unexpected behavior can manifest. We already know, based on his own journaling, that Brockman had a target of becoming a billionaire on paper. It's a big fucking carrot. If the next minute he realizes that it's dangling right in front of him, you just got to flip this to a for profit and bam, goal achieved. And who knows what kind of things somebody would be willing to do for $20 or $30 billion. For that kind of money, Greg might have even swallowed. Want more content? Early access? Bunch of perks? Click the links in the pinned comment. AG1 has been part of my daily health protocol for almost half a decade. It's packed full of vitamins and minerals and helps me fill in nutritional gaps while supporting energy, digestion, and immune function. It also has prebiotics and probiotics to promote gut health. I take my health very seriously, and so should you. Try AG1 today by visiting drinkag1.com/SMR or click the link in the pinned comment and enjoy a free welcome kit with vitamin D3 plus K2 and AG1 travel packs. That's drinkag1.com/SMR.